We are running Firefox at 20 frames per second, 22, 30, 35, sure, whatever. Greetings, welcome to another Deckard Games YouTube thing, and today we have another PC building thing. We are going to build a machine for a operating system which everybody loves. That is Windows Vista, which came out in 2007, and since mainstream support ended up around 2012, we are going to use a bunch of hardware from 1 year prior and 1 year after, so 2011 to 2013, because, well, as I've mentioned, everybody loves Windows Vista. It was the death of Windows XP and the birth of Windows Vista with its DirectX 10 library and more games that we wanted to play, and it was a heavy system, especially on memory, but well, a lot of us coming from Windows XP had machines with 2 GB of RAM and 4 GB of RAM, and Windows Vista at idle with a clean boot, it takes up almost 2 GB of RAM or 1.25, something like that, so for a lot of people it was just not usable at all. And today, because well, this is pretty much obsolete hardware, we are going to build a machine which can run Windows Vista and play some games, and I don't know, man, I am nostalgic about the aero looks of it and messing around with that games menu. I remember editing that menu quite a lot to keep things tidy and stuff, so yeah. Today it's all about Windows Vista, so let's get on with it. I am somewhat comfortable, because I'm never 100% comfortable talking to the camera. I hope you are more comfortable, and well, again, let's get to it. As usual, let's kick things off by presenting some hardware. At the core of our system, we will have the AMD FX8350, the Black Edition. It is a 8-core, 8-thread CPU. In my Windows XP machine, I was using a Intel CPU, so we went blue team, and in this case we are going AMD, so it will be the red team. So yeah, it is a 8-core, 8-thread CPU, and it was a cool CPU when it came out, because again, 8 cores. So yeah, we are going to use this, and we are going to put it in this lovely motherboard from ASUS. By the way, that CPU is from 2012. This motherboard is from 2013. It is the MSI, sure. It is the ASUS M5A99X Evo Revision 2.0. It has a lot of features, a lot of buttons for VRAM and direct key and stuff. BIOS flashback, it has some switches and stuff, a lot of fan headers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sure. Integrated audio, obviously, 1, 2, 3 USBs, we have USB 3, although I think we won't be using this. SATA 3, we have our I/O at the back, a lot of I/O, so yeah, it is a very cool motherboard. DDR3, obviously. In fact, there's a lot of ASUS stuff in this build. So yeah, this is the motherboard that we will be using. It is from 2013, and we are going to use 8 GB of DDR3 from Kingston, the HyperX limited edition. This is 1600 megahertz. So yeah, again, because Windows Vista is memory hungry, and now, well, we can kick that memory hungriness, is this a word? I don't know, in the ass, and we are going to use 8 GB of RAM, so we can run pretty much everything that we want. For main storage, we are going to use a Samsung 128 GB SSD. This is the 830, yeah, 830 series, which is from 2000 2011, we have a SSD to keep things going fast. For mass storage, we can go with this Western Digital Velociraptor, also from 2011, 600 gigabytes in total, which give us a lot of space. The icebox doesn't belong in here. This icebox was sent by the guys at Switch Technology in Lisboa, but we are going to figure out a way to put it in there, so sure. Optical drive, we have optical drive, also from ASUS. This is model DRW20B1LT. I don't know if this is the one that I used to burn Xbox 360 games with the XXDG3, something like that, I don't know. It is a optical drive, so sure. And for GPU, we are going to use the GTX 770 from ASUS, again a GPU from 2013, a card that which I enjoy. I enjoy the looks of it and stuff, so we are not going to use one, you already seen in the intro, we are going to use two, because this motherboard indeed supports SLI, although it has a AMD chipset. It is kind of weird to have a motherboard with a AMD chipset running SLI stuff, but sure. Back in the day we had AMD platforms running SLI, but they had the Enforce chipset from NVIDIA, so whatever. It does SLI, and we are going to use it, so let's start building. And so here we have our very rare Knox Cool Bay Devil Edition PC case, which, by the way, it isn't a great case for cable management. As you can see, there's no holes in there to route some cables. That's why I'm using some Fantex extension cables, like these. We are using this case, so, and by the way, I'm gonna move the camera. All of this is being powered by a Corsair TX 7050 watt. This is a 80 plus bronze power supply, something like that. As usual, let's start by putting our CPU in there. The little arrow on the CPU goes to the little arrow on your CPU socket. Like so, make sure it is in place. That place came a little bit high, but sure. So CPU, it is in place. We can, oops, there goes the screws. They were all organized, but sure. So RAM, stick number 1 goes in here. There you go. Stick number 2, oops, it's the other side. There you go. 8 gigabytes of DDR3 installed. Now we can address the CPU cooler issue, because, well, it is an issue. I am using for this build a PC case, which is a Knox Cool Bay, the Devil Edition, because it is red, and it has a massive fan on the side, you will see in a few moments, and that, I don't know, that has some limitations on using some tower CPU coolers, which I wanted to use a Hyper 212 from Cooler Master, but I can't because, well, it bangs against the monstrous side fan. So until I find a better solution that is appropriate for that era, I'm going to use a Right Prism, which is a contemporary CPU cooler from AMD, which fits the AM3 socket, so sure. Going to put a little thermal compound, some thermal paste over here. There you go, sure. I think that's enough. And this is what I'm talking about, the Right Prism, a CPU CPU cooler that you can get at the moment, because it came out with the Ryzen 3000 series. The 5000 didn't came with a cooler, so sure, it gets the job done, and it is a pretty cool cooler, which also made by Cooler Master, by the way, but sure. That's some extra info, and we are gonna use it because we don't really have another option at the moment. Let me know in the comment section if you know a cooler which fits that case. Again, it is a Knox Hammer Cool Bay, the Devil Edition, because it is red. Well, CPU cooler is in place. We have some advantages with this. We can see the fan spinning, and it has RGB, which, by the way, the software still runs on Windows Vista. You just plug it in a USB port and install the right Prism software, and it just works on Windows Vista. So that is fine by me. I always like to plug the fan. I normally don't leave the cable like this, but in case of a memory failure, well, it is plugged in, so it will work. So yeah, in terms of motherboard, I believe that's pretty much it. Oh, and yeah, a side note, I wanted to use a proper sound card, a Creative X5 sound card, but since we are going to use SLI, the first GPU takes the first slot and occupies the second GPU takes this one and occupies this, so the only slot I had free was this one, which is enough. I can plug a X5 Fatality in there or something like that, but it is a long card like this, something like this, and it will go right against the fans on the first GPU, so it doesn't breathe that well. So I don't know, it's a give or take kind of thing. So we are going to use onboard audio, which is cool for gaming, but well, it's not an X5, but whatever. So I think we can start putting things into our Knox Cool Bay Devil Edition. So we are ready to put our motherboard in place, and as always, let's start screwing, because when you build PCs, you gotta screw stuff. By the way, I'm not using my iFixit toolkit, because this is a black and red build, so yeah, black and red screwdriver. Ah man, PC themes. So there you go, motherboard is screwed in place. A little extra info on the PC case, again the Knox Cool Bay Devil Edition. All the drives at the front are 5¼ inch. It comes with a drive bay for your 3.5 inch hard drives and stuff. That hard drive cage has a 120mm intake fan red LED, which goes at the front. It has a 120 exhaust fan at the back. This is a 140, also with red LEDs. It is working as exhaust. This didn't come pre-installed, it came with a noise blocker, so I'm not sure it is working. And also for ventilation, the side panel, which go in here, has a giant 200mm intake fan. So yeah, there is a lot of intake, especially with the side fan pointing directly at the GPUs. Maybe side fans should become a thing again. I don't know, man. If someone came out with a tempered glass side panel, but with a hole where you had a giant fan blowing directly to your massive GPU, ah man, keep that in mind. So our motherboard is in place. I have some cables routed. As you can see, like I said, cable management in this case is not great because it's missing a lot of holes. For example, the USB connector from the CPU cooler comes through here. I don't know if you can see, near the PCIe slots, and connects in here. So yeah, now this is the hard drive cage situation, which goes in here from the front of the case. So first you put your drives in there, then slide this into place. The idea is to not put it in here, but one bay above, leaving this space over here, so I can hide all the cables down here, something like this. because again, I don't see much of a solution. The other side of the case, the right side panel, it has like a, I don't know, maybe 1.5 centimeters. So I'm guessing this will be my only option. But so let me show you. Well, look at that. It has some foam on the sides to prevent vibration, although if you put some spinning hard drives, maybe the whole cage will vibrate. So these go in here like so, and we just screw it from the side. So our SSD is in there. And by the way, the previous owner, I mean, look at the amount of screws that came with this case, especially thumb screws. Why does anyone need all these thumb screws? I don't know if they came with like this, or if the previous owner bought a bunch of screws, but look at that, man. I've never seen so many thumb screws together, so sure. So, as I was saying, here we have our hard drive cage, which will go in here. Now, for our Western Digital Velociraptor, as I've mentioned, the icebox doesn't belong in this hard drive, which by the way runs super hot. So the guys at Switch Technology in Lisboa sent me this lovely icebox, and we are going to adapt it here. The thing is that I don't have a lot of space to put the cables in there, and in this case, in this side is a no-no. So the thing that we are going to do, it's not this one, is plug the cables first, like so, and pass it through here, like so, like this. As you can see, we have no space in there, and then screw it in place. But we also need the power cable thing, which I believe it will go something like this. This is not the way to do stuff, but well, it will have to do, because it's the 2000s, man. Well, it's not the 2000s, but whatever. So, something like this. As you can see, the cable is there. Now, we need to screw it from the bottom. For this, yes, I will need the iFixit toolkit. And there you go. Ah, warranty void if removed. Holy crap. Don't know if you can see it. We don't have a lot of space in there. That's why I had to put the cables first. So now it needs to go through here like this. Let me push this to the back and into our hard drive cage. Maybe we can separate it a little bit, right on the middle of the intake fan, and we have to screw it in place. There it is. I believe it is in place. Let's tighten in the screws. So now this can go in here again. Not in this one. Over here. Don't really know if I have enough space for the GPU. Let us check that. So this will go in here. Sure. Yeah. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So now to organize some cables. And by the way, our optical drive is already in there. As I was saying, time to organize some cables. I don't know how I'm gonna put this all in there, but I'm gonna try. And we'll be back in a moment to install our GPUs. So it will look something like this. I need this Molex connector in here to connect the giant side fan. And well, in my mind, this would look a little better, but well, it's all I can do at the moment with the components I have to work with. And I want this case So it is what it is, and I think it's okay. So time to put our GPUs in there. In goes our first card. Ah man, will I be able to use my Jansbo? I don't know. As you can see, there's a lot of sagging in there. That's why I'm talking about my Jansbo. Looks like it's gonna fall at any moment. And our second GPU goes in here, which will be our first GPU, but sure. Also sagging a little bit. That's why I have this. But now I'm not sure that I will be able to use it with all these freaking cables in here. I don't know. Let's screw things in place first. I would very much like to use my Jansbo Gentleman's VGA stand, but it's not gonna be easy because of the Raptor. Something like this, well, it's a little better, but not ideal. There it is. Sure, that's a lot better. Now I need to route some cables, but before we do that, why not? And it's on the floor. Why not put our SLI bridge? Because we have SLI, man. We rule Windows Vista. Ta-da! And look at that, man. Tell me that that isn't lovely. And they ended up hiding some of the cables in there. Ah, man, Jansbo. I love it. So yeah, plug cables. And there you go. Look at that. The final looks, the final aesthetics, and I think it turned out really well. I don't know. All the red and black things going on, all a lot of ASUS, an ASUS motherboard, ASUS GPUs, a DVD writer, because why not? So yeah, I think it looks a pretty darn cool Windows Vista machine with an AMD CPU at the core. That's why we have this red and black thing going on, SSD, a Velociraptor with a lot of space. I don't know, man. I think it looks pretty darn cool. So the only thing left to do is to install a absolutely legit copy of Windows Vista, because why not, and install some games. Well, and here we are, back. It is the next day. I'm wearing a different t-shirt, as you can see by the reflection on my monitor, and you can see my games back there. So it is all assembled, as you can see. Side panel is on, our 200mm fan is in there, and well, you can't see anything. You can't see crap with the side panel on, but I think it is useful, and well, I think it is a lovely machine. If you saw my last video, now I have some peripherals to go along with my ultimate build machines, and here I have a Chrome 10 kilos keyboard with some red switches which are swappable. I found this for 18 bucks, something like that, and it is kind of surprising. Nice quality. And here we have a ASUS Sika with a red LED to go with the theme. This has a red theme going on. It has RGB, but well, it is set to red only, and this one has a red LED. So let's plug this thing on, power on my monitor. I know it boots because I installed Windows Vista and a bunch of games that we are going to try. Stuff like Sins of a Solar Empire, Crysis, GTA, F1, Bioshock, and stuff like that. So there's that also. I think I know why the previous owner of this case removed the top fan, because it is the loudest. It's not too loud, but well, you can see the difference, or hear the difference. And there we are, Windows Vista. I have some stuff already installed. Here we have our AMD FX 8350 8-core processor, 8 GB of RAM, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 770, and well, you can't see it, but here we have these ridiculous graphics for CPU and memory usage. And memory usage at the moment with some software installed, fraps and stuff, is at 22%. So if we are using 8 gigabytes, 22%, we are almost talking of 2 gigabytes of RAM. So yeah, it is very memory hungry. We have SLI going on, obviously. Now, if we go to my computer, we have our SSD and our Raptor with a bunch of games installed. And with this GPU, we can even do, which is super smooth, I didn't have this experience back in the day, 120 Hz, because we are using HDMI, and it is super smooth. I really love it. We can even go online. Let us search for the best YouTube channel ever. Ha! And Firefox brings up fraps. We are running Firefox at 20 frames per second, 22, 30, 35, sure, whatever. Here we have the best YouTube channel, so we can browse the interwebs. It's not the fastest experience, but it does work. We have 5.9 on 5.9, sure, that's a new word, 5.9 on Windows Experience Index. I remember messing with this back in the day. Not that it really doesn't make a difference, but whatever. Device Manager, all the crap is nicely installed. CPU, look at the amount of CPUs that we have on Windows Vista. And here we have the famous games menu. I remember editing the crap out of this with third-party software, putting all the game icons alike and stuff like that. I don't know, man, organization. And I don't know, I think this menu is probably the best thing about Windows Vista, but sure. So yeah, it is working. For the sake of this video, we are going to remove the side panel, or maybe not. Let's leave it like it is. It is working, so let's play some games. Oh man, look at the amount of frames per second we have on the menu.
Get the car off the jacks and start the engine. Let's get the car on the track. Front end grip. Guys at the LZ. So, make your way to the beach. On my way. Anyone hit the LZ? Guys are all over the place. Check in. Psycho here. Down and on the move. Just a step. You see the LZ? Aztec, I have negative visual feed from your unit. Report. Careful, man. Enemy contact up ahead.
Energy critical.
spotted KPA patrols down on the beach. Use your binocs to tag them before you run in blind. Nomad, we're flying here till you find that jammer. Good job. Attack system back online. Proceed to the LZ.
We need to go to Hercules.
Leave it off, Tom. Where'd the cash come from? Well, tell me you've been running a skim job.
I'm 100% legitimate, Luis. You know me. Total transparency.
Sometimes I wonder if you brought me on as a partner just to share the blame when the IRS comes knocking.
I was investing in your industry and acumen. Don't look for anything sinister here.
That's what you say, T. But I'm kind of suspicious. Maybe witnessing that robbery made me paranoid. And maybe it's just hanging out with you. Who the fuck knows?
I wish my English was not so bad.
I'm sorry. I wasn't listening. What did you offer me, loser?
You ain't hear about working on the radio? I
Bullshit. You gonna take us back to the heist or what?
Oh, yeah. Hey, I've been thinking of... Oh, Yamoto. Out the top.
Now we got a problem, son.
I got it in my car.
What needs revealing? Unity be my guide. Planet development complete. Strength and unity. Word shall be spread. Planet development complete.
all shall be revealed. Is it time? As you wish. Construction finished.
Vilcabamba continues to elude us, and my insistence that we press on in spite of these failures has morale going. I suspect Jenkins to be the author of this.
Awaiting orders. Shouting.
Roger.
Imperial walkers, engage them immediately.
You presume too much.
There they are. Blast them.
That's Darth Vader. Let's get out of here.
Awaiting orders.
At will.
Proceeding.
You will not escape this time.
Affirmative.
Your incompetence is troubling. The rebels were clearly alerted to our presence.
My lord, it is likely that the traitor we are hunting may have...
You failed me for the last time, Commander.
And there you go, the end of another video, another PC building thing, my ultimate Windows Vista machine, and this is important, it is my ultimate Windows Vista machine, so you can get different hardware and more powerful than this, so it's a matter of opinion of what you like, and I like this, I like all the aesthetics, and I like how it came out. I think it ended up really well, so yeah, I am pleased. I would like to, I don't know, maybe put a fan controller in there, because why not, just to put some knobs and things, but I don't know. I think it's cool for now. So if you like this machine, you also like this video, so leave it a thumbs up, because I like it when your thumbs are pointing up. Subscribe to the channel down here somewhere. Click that subscribe button, because your support is always and very much appreciated. Remember that you can follow me on social media in a Windows Vista machine, because why not? You can browse the interwebs, so check my social media if you want to. As always, thank you very much for watching this. If you like, I have a Windows XP Ultimate build also, so check that playlist if you please. And until my next video, please do take care.